Philippine economic managers are now discussing economic and industry updates with business leaders, bankers, and investors in the Philippine economic briefing that is currently being held in New York. This is the second PEB held abroad. The first was held during President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s state visit to Singapore. In his speech at the 77th United Nations General Assembly in New York, the president highlighted the improving condition of the Philippines economy despite the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. He also expressed his administration's vision that the Philippines will become a moderately prosperous country by 2040. The president and his economic managers are now expected to woo investors to take part in the resurgence of the Philippine economy. Here's the excerpt of the speech of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. a while ago at the Philippine Economic Briefing in New York.
Thank you very much to our ambassador for performing his single job remarkably well. The Finance Secretary, who is leading the economic team of the Philippines as we go into this new era of the new global economy. Finance Secretary Ben Jokno and the other members of the cabinet who you will be meeting later on. The House Speaker, the Speaker of our House of Representatives, Speaker Ferdinand Martin Romualdez. The similarities in our name are entirely coincidental, by the way. Thank you very much for the welcoming remarks of the Bank of America Executive Vice Chairman of International Corporate and Investment, Mr. James Quigley. All the distinguished guests, the members of our delegation, the members of especially the private sector participants in these briefings, all the distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. And it is as I walked in, I said, well, this is a very fine start to the day as we have a completely full house. And for that, I thank you for your continuing interest in the Philippines, which we are touting as, and with great confidence, as Asia's fastest rising economic star. The United States and the Philippines have had long, strong, and enduring ties in trade, commerce, development, and in all other aspects of relationships between two sovereign nations. As today, the U.S. is our third largest trading partner and fourth major source of foreign direct investment. As we slowly rebuild the Philippine economy for rapid growth, we have created an even wider space for mutually beneficial investments. The Philippines is a reliable host for international partnerships. The country's favorable business climate is shored up by the sound macroeconomic fundamentals and a clear roadmap for economic recovery and sustained growth. The country is on its way to a strong recovery from the pandemic and a robust, broad-based growth in the next 6 years. In fact, our projected economic performance in the medium term is expected to surpass our regional neighbors. To secure the Philippines' bright economic future, my government will swing the doors even wider for high-value investments from both the domestic and international business communities, with a sharp focus on broad-based job creation, the expansion of digital infrastructure, research, and development. More investments mean higher economic activity and more quality jobs, and then a better life for Filipinos. We have formulated a comprehensive 8-point socio-economic agenda that aims to dramatically cut poverty incidence and elevate the country to upper middle income status. Our socio-economic agenda charts out the government's policy and its different directions that it will use to tackle both near and medium-term priorities. In the near term, we will address the impact of growing inflationary pressures due to rising global prices of key commodities such as food and fuel. We will ensure domestic food security by boosting local food production and continue the provision of targeted support for sectors most affected by the rise in fuel prices. In the medium term, we will bolster job creation by intensifying investments in infrastructure and human capital development. And certainly, it is important that we exercise fiscal prudence in the fulfillment of this agenda. To this end, we are implementing the country's first ever medium-term fiscal framework. This is a fiscal consolidation strategy that will secure the fiscal stability of our macroeconomic fundamentals. Later on in the discussion, we can certainly go into a good deal more detail. We will continue our high investments in public infrastructure by harnessing our public-private partnerships mechanism. We will improve the interconnectivity of our transport networks by fast-tracking the development and enhancement of our railway systems, our airports, seaports, and road infrastructure.